welcome to The Late Show with William Grundler.
Thank you for joining us on this show this week. I hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving holiday. Oh man, I was so stuffed. My wife thought I was the leftovers. Now, that was a Thanksgiving to be remembered. Well, of course, we're diving right into the heart of the holiday season now with, well, you guessed it, more food. I always enjoy the festive peppermint bark, Christmas cookies, baked ham. I could go on and on. Yum, yum, yum. Food is something that can really bring people together, so it's no wonder that the holiday season tends to be centered around the dining room table. Now, we get it. Holidays can be stressful, which is why having a great cook can make all the difference. Yowza. So, tonight we will be discussing the customs of a guest who is near and dear to our producer. Family and friends rely on this woman for traditional recipes guaranteed to make your mouth water. When asked about his mom's cooking, her son said, "Mom's cooking is the best." So, keeping everyone in the family full and happy can be quite the challenge these days with dietary restrictions such as gluten-free, vegan, paleo lifestyles at an all-time rise. Finding recipes to keep everyone happy is almost as challenging as the actual cooking. How does one keep timeless dishes new and exciting while catering to everyone's needs? Well, that might be near impossible to some, but our guest this week seems to do an excellent job keeping it all together. Please won't you join me in welcoming Barbara Beebe. Thank you for joining us today, Barbara. We are really glad to have you.
Thank you, William, for having me on your show.
So, Barbara, I've heard that you're really a good cook and you can even make healthy food that tastes good. Would you take a minute to watch a short video with me about holiday health foods?
Absolutely.
Let's watch.
Hi there and happy holidays. I'm famous. This holiday season is about friends, family, joy, and kale. 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 So today I'm going to teach you all the holiday creations you can make with organic, free-range, grass-fed, pesticide-free, non-GMO, low-cal kale. Kale makes the perfect holiday salad. Just add cranberries. Add kale to any organic, free-range potato side dish. Use kale as garland or a skirt. This is too big. Who made this? Kale mistletoe. The perfect holiday card. An excellent stocking stuffer. Kale toilet paper. Kale potpourri. Ooh! Kale earrings. Kale dinosaur. Next up, how to make snow angels out of spaghetti squash. Does anybody Snapchat this, or is this like, because this is a big thing for our, These are really good. Are you still rolling? No, that needs to be.
Whew, well, that was quite the interesting video, I must say, except maybe the abundance of kale. Barbara, what did you think about that video?
I'm wondering what proof that kale was, because that actress seemed to be finding quite creative ways to use kale.
I'd have to agree with you there. Now, we've heard a lot about your cooking skills, and everyone is, well, we're curious to hear any tips or tricks you might have for holiday cooking, Barbara, and baking. So, can you tell us how you start your holiday meal preps?
What I really like to do when I'm preparing for holidays is get the table set first, even if it's days before. Just looking at that table makes you feel a little bit more like you're ready to go. So if people show up, at least it looks like you're organized. Baking, a lot of things you can do days ahead of time. So definitely I try to get whatever I can done at least 1 or 2 days ahead of time, so that the day of the dinner or lunch or whatever it happens to be, that much closer to being ready to serve when people walk in the door.
Interesting. Well, can you tell us a little bit about some of your favorite holiday food traditions, Barbara?
In the springtime, I bake about 300 little pastries to give out to families and friends for a holiday called Purim that we celebrate. And people now expect to get them. So used to be a fun tradition, but it's getting bigger and bigger, and I feel a little more pressure to get that done than I used to. But it's a great tradition and people really like it.
So how do you keep your family, I mean, you've got a big family, right? How do you keep them happy, especially when you have or may have certain guests who have to have particular food categories that they can only eat, for example?
I always make a lot of side dishes. So the people who like the traditional favorites have their favorites there in front of them, and the people who are vegan or vegetarian or any of those other options, they have choices too.
Well, it sounds like a little give and a little take is required when you're cooking, and of course then there's the cleaning. So before we continue, I'd like us to hear a few words then from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
You were a phonograph, I was a kid. I sat with an ear close, just listening. Was there when the rain tapped away down your face? You were a miracle, I was just holding your space.
Well, here we are back again, and that was a food commercial. Yes, indeed, it was. But it wasn't anything like the food that our guest Barbara Beebe has been preparing if you've just joined us. Barbara, one dish you do not like making but enjoy eating.
Oh, that's easy, William. I hate making salads, but I love to eat salads. That's usually what I order when I'm out, and that's why, I guess, because I don't have to prepare it.
Excellent. There are a lot of different salads, of course, to choose from, too, but I guess we could go on and on about that, couldn't we? But we only have about a minute left, so what I would be particularly thankful for right now, Barbara, is the fact that you joined us today and that your daughter Barbara is now going to get a passing grade for our class. I'm sure, as her mom, you're more than used to her odd requests. It's good to have you today. We thoroughly enjoyed hearing about the simple things to keep our holidays healthy and delicious. We enjoyed hearing about your family's traditions and your favorite foods. So for those of you watching, thank you for joining us. And as we talk about food, the best and worst places to visit while during your family vacations, I'm going to sign off for now with a big thank you and a good night on behalf of our company and our guest, Barbara Beebe. Good night, everyone.